Is it possible to use electricity to remove rust, even if the part is heavily corroded? You see, believe it or not, I actually left the house for once in my life, and I came across some heavily rusted metal sitting in a pile for who knows how long outside, including this rusted ring, which was small enough for me to take back, and it got me wondering if there was any way I could actually restore it. Inspecting the ring closer, I realized it was absolutely caked in a thick oxidized layer that no matter what I seemed to do, I could not get it off. First I tried scratching it with my fingernail to see if I could get it to flake away, but nothing happened. Then I upped the ante and pulled out some steel wool and started aggressively scrubbing it, hoping that the abrasion would loosen the rust off. And again, it had no success. Getting tired of manually clawing at it, I remembered how I created corrosion in a homemade charcoal battery by moving ions between two metals. One side was giving up electrons and corroding away, while the other side was protected. And it got me wondering, what if I forced the process backwards? Could I use electricity to undo the corrosion instead of creating it? And it turns out you totally can. But first, I needed some bare metal to connect my power to and actually supply electricity into the ring. The rust was so thick and stubborn that I had to grab some pliers and just start twisting chunks of it off. Then I used some abrasive sandpaper to clean up the surface even more. Now that we have some bare, shiny metal exposed at the top of the ring, we have a place to connect our wire to, and supply electrons to the rusted metal. The idea is by connecting this to the negative side of our power source, we are forcing electrons into the rusty object. Some of that iron oxide gets chemically reduced back towards iron or converted into softer black oxides, which detach more easily. And looking at the pliers after scraping it, there's definitely no shortage of oxide. We can also use a magnet to confirm that we're actually working with the ferrous metal here, meaning this is probably not aluminum or brass, if the bright orange rust didn't already give it away. We'll also need another piece of steel to act as our sacrificial anode, and this piece serves two important purposes. One is to complete the electrical circuit, giving the current a return path, and the other is to lose electrons. Since one side is gaining electrons, this side has to lose them to balance the reaction, meaning this sacrificial piece slowly corrodes away instead of our rusty ring. What's important is to avoid using stainless steel for this, because when oxidized, it could potentially create hexavalent chromium, which is toxic and definitely not something you want to be handling. I'll go ahead and clean it up a little bit and move on to our next step. For the setup, I grabbed a plastic tub, since we definitely do not want the container itself conducting electricity, and it also needs to be deep enough to fully submerge the rusty part. Once selected, I went ahead and filled the tub up with some water. To help electricity and ions move through the solution, we need an electrolyte. The first thing that comes to mind when I think of electrolytes is salt, since it dissolves into sodium and chlorine ions. But after looking at the chemistry that's happening on the positive side, I realized we could potentially generate chlorine gas. And if history has taught me anything, breathing in chlorine gas is generally considered a bad idea. So instead, I'll use baking soda, which is sodium bicarbonate, and I'll mix a spoonful into the water. Next, I connected the ring to some wire. Ideally, steel wire would be a better choice, since it would not introduce copper into the solution. But I did not have any on hand, and because this is connected to the negative side, I was not worried about it dissolving away. Once connected, I went ahead and suspended the ring in the middle of the solution. After that, I placed our sacrificial steel in. Ideally, I could surround the rusty object with multiple pieces to make the process more even, but for now, I wanted to see if one piece would work fine. Next up, we need a power source. I'm just going to use an old 12-volt battery charger, but the important thing is to make sure it outputs DC current and not AC. The polarity also matters a lot. the rusty object we want to save goes on the negative side. The sacrificial metal should go on the positive side. I also kept the positive connection above the water line since the positive side is where corrosion happens. An exposed wire can slowly get eaten away here. Once powered on, we can immediately tell something is happening because bubbles begin forming all over the metal. These bubbles are also why this should be done in a well-ventilated area. On the negative side, we are generating hydrogen gas, which is highly flammable. And on the positive side, we are producing oxygen gas. And mixing oxygen plus flammable gas is generally not a combination I want happening indoors or near any sort of ignition source, so I want to keep any sort of open flames or sparks away. And after only a few minutes, I could already begin to see rust starting to leach out of the ring and into the water. What was also interesting to see was looking at it from a side view, because the entire piece looked like it was fizzing underwater. And it was also from this view that I could see the bubbles forming on our sacrificial anode. All that's left to do now is let it run and come back and check up on it periodically. After a few hours, the ring had darkened and so did the solution. Flakes of rust were also visibly floating around the container. I pulled the ring out and took a look after I turned the electricity off. I also used a wire brush to knock off any loose pieces of rust to speed up the process before placing it back in the water and turning the electricity back on. After a few more hours later, the water was filled with orange sludge, but the ring was looking remarkably better than before. I also took a look at the sacrificial anode, and as expected, it was absolutely caked in rust and corrosion, since this is where the oxidation is intentionally being forced to happen. I then took the ring into some water and gave it a wire brushing to clean it up a bit. I then wiped off any remaining residue and dried it thoroughly, because now that we have exposed fresh bare metal again, it can rust incredibly quickly if left wet. And here's what the metal ring finally looked like after going through the process of electrolysis to loosen up that thick rusty outer surface and being cleaned off with a wire brush. Placing it side by side, it definitely looks way better than before. I definitely had a ton of fun getting to play around with electrolysis to clean up some rusty metal. And with that said, thank you very much for watching.